Welcome to Spurs Ration TV. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to all you across the world, right? Who's joining me now at this moment, right? Today's an important game for us. Oh God, I'm gonna say this in jest, right? An important game for us, right? I even haven't had time to see what the lineups are, right? So all I can say is that, yeah, welcome to all you guys who are watching with me now. Let's see whether I can get the lineups right. I see that we've got more or less. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. What's going on? The lineups: Spurs and us, Spurs and Liverpool. What the lineups are? Do I get any lineups? The lineups. Okay, let me see what the lineups are. All right, Spurs. What do we have? Vicario in goal. All right. Dragons in Danso and Poro. We're playing three at the back again. Right, we got Souza on the left. Right, Sarr, Gray in the middle, Spence on the right, Tell and Richarlison and Solanke. Okay, we've got that lineup for Spurs. Liverpool's got Alisson, Frimpong, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Ngumba, Solbasar, Wirtz, and Gakpo. I guess we are screwed. They don't even have Salah on, and they don't even have Salah's on the bench. Ekatike is on the bench. We can't even fill up our bench. We got Siemens, Kinski, Kolomwani, Austin, Olasesi, Roswell, Rosell, or was it Roswell? And James Wilson is there too. So I guess we are really, really thin in this squad at the moment. Real thin, right? And guys, thanks for being here at the moment. The game's going to start soon, I guess in a few more minutes. Eva Man, if you're in the chats, let me know. Let me see what's going on. Do I have time to put up? I don't even have time to put up the banner for, let me put the banner for at least the score, right? Get the banner for the score up. All right, sorry for today, guys. Just got back from work, rushed for this. Let me get this and edit this and change this to Liverpool. Put a 0 there. And another 0 here. Hold on, it's not 10. Okay, 0 here. All right. Save this and show this at the moment now. All right, guys, welcome. Right, we're coming to this game. Right, as the thumbnail says, Tudor or not Tudor. Right, that is the question. Right, can we get a? I don't know. No, it's the can we get a win? Will he be sacked? Right, will he be sacked tonight, tomorrow, halftime? Right, if we get smashed along the way, all the Spurs people are predicting a bad game here for us. What can I say at the moment? Right, all right, what can I say? Right, welcome everyone to Spurs Ration TV. Yeah, I haven't had time to do all the media stuff, right? Spurs Ration TV. All right, let's see whether that's going in, right? Put in a message if you have something to ask me about, right? If you want to say something, ask me a question, right? How I feel now, being a Malaysian Spurs fan. I don't even go to the Mamak store to do shows anymore because nobody wants to turn up, right? It's so depressing that no one wants to turn up, right? At the moment now, I'm looking at all the players walking onto the pitch, right? This match, this result, will it be important for us? Of course, it's going to be important for us. We need the result. We need all of what we can get. But do we see it? Do we think it's going to happen? I'm not sure, right? That's all I can say is that, right? Mani's in the chat too, right? Yeah. Thanks, Mani. Thanks for your support, right? You guys won yesterday, right? 2-0. I guess the title is going to be yours. What else can we say? I already said it before, right? You guys are going to win the title this season, right? In Arteta, we trust. In Arteta, we trust. Right? As for Spurs, I don't know who we trust anymore. We can't trust our owners. We can't blame Daniel Levy. He's no more here, right? It's all down to Flange and Lange. Down to Langer. Yeah, I'm going to change it. Down to Langer and Vinay, right? And I'm talking about Vinay. Get the Gunnar out of this club, right? I think he's trying to plan for us to lose this game. Big up Eva Man, right? You're in Shanghai now, can't watch this game. Okay. I guess Eva Man can't watch this game. Eva, I don't think it's too. If you have time, just listen to commentary. If no one joins me for the show, I usually talk about how the game is going on, right? How the game is going on. Okay, so let's see how that goes, right? Let's see how that goes. Right, so now let's see Miss Melina. Big up to Miss Melina, and of course Miss Melina. Condolences on your loss. Right. Hope you're doing well. I guess you're gonna win the league, right? At least you won the league, right? And I'll be happy for Steven. Remember our close friend Steven? He'll be in heaven, looking down, enjoying every moment of it, right? Miss Melina, right? Right, and what else? Never over until it's over. If we beat City and Etihad, then he'll be more confident. Yeah. Good luck, right? I hope you don't get relegated. I want my 6 points every year. Yes, I know the banter, Miss Melina. The banter is there, right? You want your 6 points. So I know I don't want us to get relegated, but I think at this moment in time, right, we need to get relegated because our owners don't care. Shit. And it is what it is. Right, and let me bring on Mani at the moment. Mani's hopped on. Hey, Mani, wake up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, Eugen. Thank you for inviting me as always. I mean, I just randomly checked my WhatsApp and found that you sent me the StreamYard link. And
yes.
yeah, just right. So further in yellow today, and it's not very frequently that you wear yellow. I do seem to remember the early 1990s kit, which had the Holster logo on them. But
for this season, we've been wearing it quite often. Guy calls it the cursed jersey because every time we wear it, we lose. So it is what it is, right? But let's see what happens now. The game has started for me. Are you watching the game?
I am indeed. I'm actually craning my neck right now to watch it so that I can see the action. I can tell you that there's some action on the right, but so far the defense has held up. And it's Spurs throwing. Now, a lot of people online have been saying that this could very well be a free hit because you've got a truckload of players, I should say, injured / unavailable for this game, including your skipper and vice skipper, who are both injured / suspended. So it will be interesting to see for how long you could hold out. But so far, I know it's been only a few minutes, but
I mean, tell the truth, right? The rest of all the games are going to be write-offs, right? The way it's going, it doesn't make any difference. Somehow or another, I think what Tudor says is correct, right? Maybe there's some kind of black magic or something is conspiring against us, right? PJML, right? The stars, right? The gods, right? The football gods and all that. I know, right? Bad juju, right? How can we have like Romero coming back, right, to join for this game, right, and get concussed in the midweek game? I don't understand. Is it some kind of deliberate actions that's been going on, right? Getting players wanting to be sent off and all that. So I don't know, but maybe we could come back and draw here, right? Because if we lose here today, right, there'll be 3 teams on 30 points, and we are above them just because of goal difference, right? And if we concede more than 2 or 3 or 4 goals here, right, our goal difference, which our fan base keeps saying, right, oh, don't worry, our goal difference is so superior, blah, blah, blah. But if you keep conceding 3 or 4 goals per game, there goes your goal difference, right? That's all I'm going to say. There goes your goal difference.
No, you bet. And of course, you only need to take a look at this corresponding fixture last year. 9 goals, 6 of them went to Liverpool, 3 of them went to you lot. And one thing I will say is that, yes, with Ange managing you, you were conceding plenty of goals, but at least you were scoring. With Tudor at the helm, I'm not too sure where your goal's coming from. I definitely don't know if the Liverpool old boy Dominic Solanke will score like he did last season. We're going to have to see. But Liverpool have been also very schizophrenic this season. And obviously that loss to Galatasaray in the Champions League has sort of hurt them because now they're under pressure to make it happen at Anfield. And it won't be easy against a Galatasaray team that looks very solid and also can call on Ilkay Gundogan, the treble-winning captain for Manchester City, to come on and tighten up the midfield. if there's one team that is also in a dreadful slump where from whom you might take points this season, it's Unai Emery's Aston Villa. They showed a lot of promise against United today, scored a great equaliser, but then poor defensive mistakes, some very sloppy stuff, and it's the usual culprits this season who have been costing Villa and Emery points. They were doing so well, playing some beautiful football, but an injury-induced slump in form means that they could be at risk of dropping out of the top four if Liverpool win today. So I think a lot of Villa fans will be hoping against hope that you can do them a favour, but I can't see it. And I just think the quality of this league so far has been so inconsistent at best and absolutely, appalling at worst in many cases. And some of our own performances have been so dire.
You know what's basically wrong with the Premier League, right? We are playing too many games. You know what I'm saying? And the Premier League, right, doesn't prioritize the European games. You get what I'm saying, right? It's not like in Germany, Spain, and Italy and France, right? They usually try to help their teams win the European Cups and all that. You see? So I guess it's because of the money and all that. But in that day, the Premier League doesn't give two hoots about you. Remember? They only care about themselves. That's why the standard of English football is dropping, but we are pumping hell lot of money into it. But no matter how you pump too much money, okay, the ball goes over the top. All right. No penalty. Let me check. Oh, no, I kicked into his own hand.
Yeah. Okay. Accidental handball. And you're right there. And I think that also goes some way to explaining in some ways the dire performance of the English teams in Europe this midweek. Ironically, Aston Villa were the only team to win, and it was a tough away win at Lille, which had Olivier Giroud in their starting lineup. Other than that,
I can tell you know what's happening.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to Ange last season? He said that he started to throw away the Premier League games. That's what Unai Emery is doing now. I think he's going to focus to try to win the Europa League Cup. You know what I'm saying? That will bring some.
It could be.
Manny, come on, right? What's the most important thing as a football club? Winning trophies, right? Winning. You get what I'm saying? So I think last season we won. Newcastle won. I think the owners of Aston Villa and the fans of the Aston Villa Aston Villa fans, I think that's what they want too. So I think they're going to focus on the Europa League.
Yeah, last season though, Villa did overachieve in some ways. Semi-finals of the FA Cup, quarterfinals of the Champions League, where they literally pushed PSG all the way. Did a much better job than we did against them in the semi-final. I mean, we capitulated twice. This season, Villa actually started horribly, but then they picked up wonderfully with a beautiful run of form. And look, their problem is they won't challenge for the league because their squad depth is poor, and they've also been the most foul team in the league. I've enjoyed watching the football they played this season more than my own team, I have to tell you. That home win against Wolverhampton was some of the most dire stuff I've seen. And the biggest problem with Emery potentially sacking off the league for the Europa is that when he managed Arsenal, we were in a great position to finish in the top four, but then we choked and ended up losing out to you lot. I remember. And then in the Europa League final, I think the players just gave up on him. And there seems to be a bit of a pattern with him in that, if he doesn't have the confidence of the players, his tactics end up becoming completely inexplicable. His lineups, make no sense, and they end up losing. But what he's done with Villa for the past few seasons is he's managed to enable them to go on winning runs to make sure they either rise up in the table or maintain their position where they are, so they finish there or thereabouts. And I still think that after the loss to Chelsea and Manchester United, I think this could be a watershed. I really don't see them losing to West Ham at home and that could be what gives them the kick they need to win a few games before they play Liverpool at home and Manchester City at the Etihad at the end of the season. So I think for the most part, Emery does have the backing of the Villa board. He still has the respect of the players, but some of those Villa players was shown today just don't have they just don't have the quality anymore, and some of them are going to have to be sold. Even if Villa win the Europa League and get Champions League football, or even better still, finish in the top 4, top 5, some of those players are going to have to be, just cut adrift and sold.
Villa's problem is very simple, right? They've overspent on wages, right? And their PSR, FFP is in real bad kind of reflections. So, I don't know, next season is next season, right? But if you look at this season, if they win a trophy, it's good for the fans, right? It's a trophy, right? They have not won. When was the last time Villa won anything? That's not a question, right?
Oh, absolutely. You're correct. They last won the league in 1981. The following season, they won the then European Cup.
Yep.
But their last real trophy has been the
81-82. They won the European Cup, bro. The European Cup is the Champions League. Think about it.
Yeah, I know. You're telling me. I mean, they keep ribbing us, champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. And we have to deal with that until we end up winning a European trophy.
Yeah. Yeah, we get cut open, right? Gakpo, we open up, and.
But then that's the thing. Like, see, now you're seeing Liverpool's problem is that for now they just can't seem to hit a barn door with a machine gun.
Big up. What? We are winning today, I believe. Yeah, hopefully.
Aussie Ange.
Yeah.
Hello to you, mate.
Yeah, good morning to you. Aussie Ange, he must be about 2 or 3 a.m. in Australia then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he also comes on a lot of our Arsenal YouTube chats as well. So lovely to see him there too. And so like that euphoria that you had when you won. I mean, I still remember. Oh, this could be promising. I don't know if Everman's not in the chat, but I can tell you some great stuff here, and some desperate defending has pretty much put paid to that. But that was a very good move. It could very well be that Tudor is trying to, encourage Liverpool to come at them, basically sit back and then hit you on and then hit them on the counter. Alisson forced into a save. This is very promising.
Okay, Spurs is pressing. Now we look impressive. You can say, sir, we're getting excited again. We're getting pulled in, right? But we still can't fucking. We can't score. But at least there's a shot, right? At least Sousa's doing something.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It was sort of straight at Alisson. He still had to make the save, but that's going to give you a lot of confidence.
It swerved. Right?
Yeah.
It swerved.
Alisson still one of the best keepers in the Premiership. And
we can't score.
Well, this is a good spell of play. I mean, just keep the faith, I think. And that should be a corner. I don't know why it wasn't given. No, yeah, come on, that's a corner. I think there might have been a foul in the penalty area. You were saying, Eugene?
I was saying the problem with Spurs is that we always look good, but we never put it into the net.
Yeah. A huge build-up followed by a huge letdown. It is what it is. This is a story of many teams this season.
I tell the truth, right? There's another. After I keep saying there's 8 more games because I don't even count this game, right? The Arsenal game for Tudor was a write-off, right? But at least this game, right? We are seeing some kind of a different, right? There's a fight. Let's see whether they can maintain it, right? It looks like there's a fight. Ball's with Liverpool now. Moves out to the left. Borrows. Oh. Liverpool don't look fluid too, right?
They don't. And that's the thing. I think Schlott has been found out.
Oh, okay.
Now, I think you're playing on Wednesday against Atletico at home, right?
Yep. That's what we're doing.
Got any hope of scoring 3 and taking it to extra time?
Nah. To tell the truth, right? We might win it 1-0 or maybe 2-0, you know? And then that hope is there again, right? Okay. Over the top.
Exactly. It's always the hope. And you know, I couldn't see the game because I think I went to sleep rather early. And I'm not going to talk about, obviously, you know, everything that happened with Tudor and the lineup and so forth. But I think the biggest tragedy was that you showed that Atletico could be got at and they could be beaten. I mean, not beaten, but they could be scored against. And so instead of, you know, being happy that you scored 2 and gave yourselves a chance, conceding those 5 goals, I think just put you, you know, behind the 8 ball very quickly.
Now, to tell the truth, right, it looks very dire for all the English teams because, you know, not only we are the only one got 3 goals deficit, right? Man City's got a 3-goal deficit against Real Madrid, right? And what's his name? Oh, Chelsea. Chelsea's got another 3-goal deficit. They lost 5-2 too, right? So it's a reflection. I don't know whether of English football being stretched. Right? I thought it's a corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, Spence.
Liverpool also lost. And it was, I think, only Arsenal and Newcastle that got draws.
Yeah.
Newcastle were very, very unlucky in their game against Barcelona. And sadly, because they're going to the new camp to play the second leg, I think that might very well be a bridge too far. Arsenal, we were absolutely diabolical against Bayer Leverkusen. The penalty that we were given should not have been given. And the biggest fear is, if we are as complacent and as arrogant as we were on Wednesday, there's a very big chance that we could lose the tie. And I'm going to tell you right now, we are not winning that Champions League because the favourites are coming into form at the right time. And when you consider that Bayern didn't even need Mr. Kane to play, and they thrashed Atalanta 6-1.
Oh, but do you know
I think
yesterday
it's safe to say
Bayern's game was really weird. It was like what? They were down to 9 men and they were hanging on to their hairs or something like that, right? To get a 1-1 draw. I watched a little bit of it in the end. Harry Kane was playing. Yeah. Even with 9 men, they had one chance, one good opportunity, spell, try to get a goal. But
was Eric Dyer also in the lineup, or
Eric Dyer has gone to Monaco, bro?
Oh yeah, I forgot. My bad. Ridiculous.
Liverpool, Archie Gray. Oh, Eberman can't tell you the score because she's not watching the game. She's listening to us. Better tell us some commentary. What's happening?
No, but that's the thing I see. I'm here. I've got you covered. I can tell you what's happened right now. It's a free kick to Liverpool, and if Dominic Szoboszlai is standing on the end of that, then all I can say is be afraid. Be very, very afraid.
Yeah. Go and get some things. I'll be back.
Okay, well, I will take the cue from here. Szoboszlai definitely is hungry for a goal. I'm sure you all saw what I did there. And he's got it. I warned everyone. And that's exactly what happened. When you give him that level of space for which to aim, more often than not, he will hit the target. And he has literally been one of Liverpool's brightest lights this season. So as soon as Eugene comes back, he's going to have to change the score, but it is Liverpool 1, Spurs 0, and that is a sumptuous free kick. We're going to take a look again and see if maybe Vicario could have positioned himself better. But just that level of curve that he was able to get to go around the wall. Well, it might have been over the wall, just over the wall. I think Vicario actually did get a hand to that, but couldn't stop it from going in. Yeah. It was just swerving and curving away from him, and yeah, he got a hand to it, but he couldn't stop it going.
It's my fault. It's my fault, right? I just wanted to go and get some cigarettes, and look what happened. Yeah.
Oh boy. On a lighter note, what was your iftar meal today?
Oh, he gets to the ball, but he can't stop it. Yeah, this means I know he need to strengthen his fingers.
Or maybe his positioning just wasn't quite well because wasn't quite there because see Shabazz, whenever he's right-footed, of course, so whenever he takes his free kicks, they normally do tend to curve to the left. So again, as a goalkeeper, sometimes you've got to do your homework on things like this. But let's get one thing straight: Kinski would not have done better.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
And as things stand, Liverpool are going up to 4th in the table, while Villa are dropping out of the top 4. But Chelsea's loss at home to Newcastle means that Villa still have some breathing space. And the worst part, of course, about the English teams doing so poorly right now is if we have a situation where no English team even reaches the quarterfinal, that means that in all likelihood, we might not get the coefficient, the extra coefficient, which means that there'll be 5 Champions League places. And very nearly a second goal there, but this time it was Gravenberch with the shot. And that goes over the bar. All stemming from Spurs trying to play from the back, but not the best of control. And that had some curve. That wasn't too far away, that shot there from Gravenberch, but just a bit too high and not really bending back in too much. Yeah. By the way, Jens, good evening to you, sir. I hope you're well. Aside from Spurs, of course.
No, to tell the truth, Manny, you go and talk to every Spurs fan out there, right? They all will tell you we're going to get battered. So we're expecting it. We're just sitting down here watching the, I don't know, dismemberment of Tottenham Hotspur or the, I don't know, spanking of Spurs. No, but to tell the truth, right? Liverpool don't seem to be a bit at there in the attacking sense. But, I mean, if you got Szoboszlai there, and he can do that, right? Kudos to him. And kudos to Liverpool. We haven't seen actual players taking free kick goals in a long time, bro. Direct from the spot. To become a weapon.
The biggest irony is the left back, Andy Robertson, who is, of course, starting today, very nearly joined you guys in January. But eventually Liverpool pulled the plug because I think Slot came to a conclusion that, if Kerkers goes off the boil, they need cover. I think Robertson will end up leaving, but it's fair to say that he dodged a big bullet because if he had come in and Tudor had also joined, I'm not necessarily sure that Robertson would feel comfortable playing as a left wing back. I mean, I know he does tend to do that for the Scottish national team while Kieran Tierney ends up tucking in also on the left. But even then, I'm not too sure that's what he'd necessarily enjoy, especially if if you don't have enough defenders to actually make a proper back three.
So it's 2-0, right?
No, it's not 2-0. It's still 1-0. I've got you covered. Don't worry.
Okay. No, but Jens is saying, right, we're fucking shit. All right, Jens. We get it. We get it. Yeah. It was good to see the shelf-like Spurs team get together again. Yeah, today. Sunday show. And good to see
And are you? And by the way, are you still doing any of those shows with the president of the Malaysia Spurs fan club?
After I think after it.
After Eid. Okay, cool.
Because now we're doing Ramadan, so everyone's sticking to the families and all that stuff.
Very good.
Let's
Very
see
good.
after
Very
it.
good.
After it, and let's see his reaction to all this, what's happening. Right, that would be a good show.
Yeah.
To see a Malaysian Spurs
So-
fan apart from me, right?
So I did. So I did actually watch one of your videos, and it's nice to see. You know, you sort of go back and forth with your friend, alternating between English and Bahasa Melayu. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy for me to understand at times, but somehow I'm able to get the gist of what you're trying to say.
Yeah, and peachy and creamy at the moment, mate. Yeah, being an Arsenal fan, right? Their top table. How many points are you ahead? 9?
Yes, 9. But listen, we have some tough home games coming up against Newcastle, Fulham, and Bournemouth, of course. Not in that order, but those are teams that will give us some problems.
Have you? Okay,
And-
okay. I tell you why you're winning the league, right? Have you noticed, right? You guys are doing. I mean, sometimes you guys look like not that real good, you know. Even during the Everton game, Everton could have been 2-0 up easily, but somehow or another you guys have that luck of riding that storm, and somehow or another you find a way. You know, like most important thing is to find a way, money, right? And he's found a way. Is that true? He's found a way, right? How long is it going to last? Because sooner or later you're going to find out with playing tactics like that, right? So
Exactly, and that is the biggest fear because
but
he's not.
At the moment, right? But at the moment, the whole Premier League is shit. Look at Man City, right? They are drawing.
They are.
You understand? Not? So the
And
levels
West
are
Ham.
dropped. I do not know why the levels drop so terribly. Maybe it's a World Cup year. Everyone is afraid of terrible injuries and all that. They're hard.
Well, you bet.
We're not all there. Right, but let's see
You
what happens.
bet. But here's the thing. You know, in 22-23, that was also technically a World Cup year, although the World Cup was actually in December. And going into that World Cup, we had a very healthy lead. The only problem is we didn't have games in hand. We played a couple of extra games ahead of Manchester City. But if you also look closely, many of our players are running on fumes. We lost Yuri Timber to injury, and he had to be replaced by Cristiano Mosquera. Our manager does not know how to manage the squad he has. He doesn't know how to take care of his players. And at the worst possible time, if we end up getting injuries...
No, he's learning. Yes. One thing, I do give him a bit of respect, that he's learning. You get what I'm saying? Right? He's learned that you can't go all gung-ho and win the league because they've done it. Right? Big up to Chris. Big up. We are the only true Agamba.
6 years on the job, and people say he's still learning. My foot. By this time, he should have had at least one Premier League title.
No, but to tell the truth, right? Football is evolving all the time. You're always learning. Yes, if you get found out, you must know how to change your tactics not to be found out, right? So it's all about.
But then that's the and that is the thing. That is the thing. That is the thing. That is the thing. The only reason why we're not being found out right now is because the teams that we've played recently have also lacked any kind of quality in the final third. You take your Brighton, you take your Everton. We haven't been punished for some of the mistakes that we've been making. But when we come up against a team, I tell you right now, I don't have any confidence in us winning the League Cup against Manchester City because that team has a nasty tendency to raise their game whenever they play us. If we do win that League Cup, then that will be a wonderful precursor to hopefully winning the league. But I could see some heads, dropping if we fail to. And, in seasons gone by, whenever we...
No, that's true.
Man, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. In seasons gone by, we've always managed to, have a share of really lucky moments. You think of Reece Nelson against Bournemouth, and now we've got Max Dowman scoring the second goal and smashing Wayne Rooney's record to smithereens. But you know, people talk about stuff of champion stuff.
There's no support. Look at that. Tell us alone. Where's the support?
Yeah, I see that. You know, and that's the thing. When you have a four-man midfield, sometimes one or two of your players have got to do some pressing. But
suck the life out of us. This team is full of weaklings. Yep, I can't even explain my anger. Overpaid. Yep, I know. Let's hope they all leave along with Enoch and the manager. Jens, to tell the truth, right? Like I told you, right? From day one, long time ago, started doing this YouTube. I'm zen about it, right? So, if we go down, we go down. We can't do much of anything about it, right? And Jens doesn't even stay in London, right? He lives in Amsterdam. Yeah, Amsterdam, like Danny. You're not mistaken, right? You're in Amsterdam with Danny, right? So the frustration, the anger, but the thing is that I don't know. We are away fans, you know. To be a Spurs fan, to love Spurs, it's like a totally different kind of feeling, right? So it's more in the heart kind of thing because you know you can't be there, right? But the thing is that you think the realism that you can't do much of anything. That's why I'm zen about it.
Yeah. I mean, the worst part about it is that this isn't the first time, as you will know, that you had a dreadful season like this. I keep telling you that the 91-92 season, Gary Lineker's final season with you lot, was a dreadful season where your home record was appalling and you just avoided relegation comparatively by the skin of your teeth. And so you've had experience about this of this before, although I think at that time the ownership was different. It was still Alan Sugar, right?
If you're talking 91, 92, right? You're talking about nearly 25 years ago, right?
Yep.
A lot of that emotion that you felt, right? It's like a memory gone by. You know what I'm saying? But at the moment now, being a Spurs fan, those who really feel it, you know, right? And to tell the truth, for me is that if it happens, it happens. I still have to go and support Spurs. It's no choice. Whether they're in Championship, League One, League Two, right?
Is Gallagher injured, by the way?
I don't know. He's not even on the bench, right? He's on the bench?
Nope. You've got Xavi Simmons and Kolo Muani and two reserve goalkeepers and some other names I've never seen before. Wilson, Rousewell, and Olusesi. Corner for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Swung in. Basically some head tennis going on right now.
Here we go.
As far as Arsenal are concerned, the only time I will relax is if we manage to beat Manchester City at the Etihad and extend our lead. Then I will relax and say that there is no way we are losing from here. But as long as there are games to play, as long as City have their game in hand, we are not safe. And that is why I cannot trust this manager because we're losing players.
Logically, right? You could lose all your games and City could win all their games. And, you know, logically, mathematically, right? It's not guaranteed that you're going to win the league, right? Until it becomes mathematically impossible. At the moment, it's still mathematically possible that you won't. That's all. But you're watching at the form, the style, right? The understanding, right? It shows that you're fighting and you're ironing out games, hard games, tough games, right? Fighting to get the draw, fighting. Right? Now at least we're still 1-0 down. It's at the 32nd minute for me. For you, I'm not sure. 33rd.
Right? Look, I'm always at least 30 seconds ahead of you. So wherever you say you are, I'm 30 seconds ahead. And and I think I would agree with Jens that after this season, if you still manage to stay up, which I think might be the best that you can hope for, there's got to be a mass cull of players. And several players who might want their big moves elsewhere will just have to be given their big moves. And if it's any consolation, you should get some good money from those transfers. I mean, the sales, I should say.
To tell the truth, right? If we lose this game, right, he has to be sacked, right?
Yes,
I mean,
but
even if we win this game, he has to be sacked, right?
why would you sack him if he's won? Because he's put some daylight between you, Forest, and West Ham.
No one is running up. Look at that. We are all just sitting back. No one is running up. We need to run up faster. Come on. Fill the gaps. We are all just walking. There's no effort. He's onside. Far side. Liverpool screwed it up. All right. We are not moving when we get the ball. That's why I keep saying we don't know how to counter attack, right? Or we're too slow to counter attack.
Yeah.
Or we don't want to counter attack. What's going on? Right? We put the ball out like that. Look at that. Drag us in. I know you haven't played in 2 weeks, nearly a year, right? But doing something stupid like that.
Another free kick. This time it won't be straight at goal. Might just be hoping to try to swing it away from the keeper.
My God, 16-1 opposition box touches. That's why people are saying, why don't we get penalties, right? We don't get penalties, it's because we don't have enough touches in opposition box. We don't create penalties.
Oh, off the bar. I mean, off the post, rather. Right, and, you're still holding firm. I don't know if that was offside, though. We'll have to see. Liverpool just don't have their shooting boots on today, apart from Szoboszlai.
Oh, did Vicario touch it?
We'll see. Go the close-up. Yep, I got his fingers to that. Fine save.
Oh my God! Right. Why can't his fingers be that hard when the free kick came in?
No, to save a free kick, you need your palm as well as your fingers, to be fair.
But guys, we're not getting smacked, right? That's the good thing. We're not 3-0 down yet. All the Spurs fans being so down in, doom and gloom kind of scenario. Right. Get a point would be 30 points, and the rest will be 29. Still 1 point difference. Then the Forest game comes up. That will be a humdinger. Right. We call it a 6-pointer. We steal the ball, but we can't get it up. It goes out of play. Liverpool throw in. Liverpool got it in midfield. Heading to the right.
Bit of a gamble that Slot's made to start the teenager Rio ahead of Salah. And that is, that could be ominous. I mean, I'm just watching the replay. I think it was Gray who gave away the free kick. And, yeah. I think if Vicario had started moving a little bit more quickly, he probably would have saved it. But that was just a peach of a free kick, well on target. And unless as a goalkeeper you've got your bearings right, you can't save that. I mean, this is why I don't rate David Raya either. I mean, his positioning is also poor, and he concedes a lot of goals on free kicks and from shots outside the area. But people rave about him saying, oh, he's world class. Rubbish. At least Vicario has a trophy. What's Raya done? Glorified system player.
Oh. Now they're looking at a free kick, right? According to the replays, he wasn't even touched. I don't know. Looks like a script. And the throwing goes to Liverpool. Throwing goes to Liverpool. Here we go. Liverpool slows the game down. We're going to the 40th minute soon, right? And why do games these are boring games, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely boring. I mean, today's second half between United and Villa was actually quite exciting. I think both teams got stirred into action, and United obviously wanted it more. Villa did play well, but just some stupid mistakes at the back cost them badly.
Yeah. Making mistakes, right?
Yeah. So I've said it's Europa League or bust, because I think Villa are going to slide down the table. And unless they win the Europa League, no Champions League for them. But then that's the thing. I mean,
are we playing?
Go ahead.
Are we playing them?
Yeah, you've got to play. You've got to go to Villa Park and play them. And that's a game where you could score some goals past them. But if they get the better of your defense, you will concede a lot more.
But Manny, Dr. Tottenham will see you again. And then they will pick up their form from there, and then they'll get fourth or something like that.
Could be. I mean, I do seem to remember in 23-24, Andrew's first season, you smashed them at Villa Park to the tune of 4-0, and I think John McGinn had sending off. That was a dreadful game, and, Ange definitely had his moments against you lot. But then, of course, it was a little bit of a choke, and then that game against Manchester City, and Villa ended up creeping over the line. But I mean, that's the thing. Like now, even if you were to sack Tudor, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head when you said that whoever does come in, even if Tudor gets sacked, it probably may not make too much of a difference. But, at this particular point, if someone has to come in, the biggest priority will be to, rather than put an arm around these players' shoulders, it's got to be to, fire them up a bit, get that fire back in their bellies.
Let's see how that goes, right? So, like I said before, right? If you want to do the correct thing and we'll stay up, bring Ange back. Look at that. Liverpool just running passes. But at least
that's sort of
putting it more effort, closing down on players. Right.
I think the strategy right now might be to just allow Liverpool to play, and that was poor. I think you just can see the free kick. Sosa there, the guilty party. And clearly he's wagging his finger, not very happy with the decision. His name is Rio, in the words of the famous song, Duran Duran. And of course, if there's one thing that Birmingham has, it's the home of some of the UK's greatest ever musical talents.
Yeah.
But, it looks as though with the 3-4-2-1, you are really trying to just soak everything up and tire Liverpool out, and then maybe try and hit them on the counter. And there was a very good spell where you could have scored early on. But
but
the problem is,
right? when we counter, right? We counter people with three on 6. We can't do that. When you counter, you must be quick and fast, going up, giving up the numbers or getting an advantage or something. That's a counter, right? We don't even know how to counter. That's what's the problem.
Yeah, and that was a great corner from Szoboszlai, but it was headed away from danger, and Liverpool still sniffing around, trying to get something here. Normally, where I'm positioned, I mean, before when I used to, in my old living arrangement, I'd have the computer and the television very much on the same table in the same vicinity. so I could
big
do
up.
some effective commentary.
Yeah. What do you say? Last time Tudor came to power, we saw reformation, and it's time we will see relegation. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So, are you on the delegation train yet, Miss Donna? It rolls across our 6-yard box, and no one reads it, and no one taps it in. So, I don't know. I think Liverpool.
And again, this is
right.
Ooh, a great chance there, but just slightly off target. And there was Richarlison there with the header just wide of his Brazil teammate. But some good work down the left there. This is one area where you seem to be getting some joy. I don't know if that was Spence or Sousa with the cross in. But I'll tell you what, that header, if you watch it, you watch that header, that wasn't too far off.
Yeah.
So you've had your moments so far. Give yourselves credit.
Yeah, we have our moments, right? So, but the thing is that it's not clinical enough. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is.
And again, I have to say this, I'm really sorry, but this is really another example of why the decision to sack Ange was all the more stupid, because obviously the thought was that you've got to get rid of him, but not enough thought was given to hiring a proper replacement and also setting the standards in place to enable you to do what you want to do, and that is, quote unquote, compete on all fronts. I think if you take a look at Bournemouth, for instance, Dom Solanke's former club, of course, shout out to Craig Beasley, up the cherries in all departments. They can tell you right now that even after the good work that Gary O'Neill did to keep Bournemouth up after Scott Parker was, given his marching orders, he was still sacked because the end of the season, they lost quite a few games, which put them perilously just above the relegation zone, although they already had been saved from relegation. And then they ended up hiring Andoni Areola, who is, of course, Mikel Arteta's childhood friend. So they actually put things in motion to make sure that they move on from that. And when you take a look at how well Bournemouth have been doing, I think it was definitely, it means that the decision to move on from Gary O'Neill, harsh as it was, proved to be the right decision, but they backed it up with the proper actions. And that is the difference between a proper owner and a proper board and the shambles you've got running your club. You can agree with that, right?
Our club has always been in shambles, right? So, the focus was lost when we were, I don't know. At this moment in time, all this is the build-up from the year that we, I think, started to plan for a new stadium.
It's always the stadium.
Right. When you guys moved to your stadium, right? It took you 10 years, right? Before you started really building the squad again after Wenger left, right?
You could say, Wenger stuck around until 2018. We had moved to the Emirates in 2006. And, we still had to deal with quite a few players from the Highbury Invincibles era who had started to, tire a bit. And this could be promising for Spurs. I think you've got a corner here from the looks of it. Or is it a long throw? We'll see. It is a corner. And is it Spence who's taking it? No, it's 10. 11. Swung in. Ooh, promising, but once again, Liverpool managed to get it away. So, once again, Richarlison is in the thick of it. So, I'll tell you what, if it is half-time now, you can be very happy with the way you've managed to find something near the end there. Richarlison again, and Alisson again coming to the rescue. So, all I can say is you just got to maintain your defensive shape. You haven't really conceded any goals in open play. The free kick was the only goal you've conceded. You've looked defensively solid. And I think it's fair to say that without Romero or Van der Ven, your chances of getting a red card due to some stupidity have decreased a great deal. So, Yeah, it looks a lot serious. I think it could very well be that those guys are going to have to hold bench for the next few games.
To tell the truth, right? It's halftime, right? So, what are your thoughts on the game, right? All I can see is that for me, it's very simple. Liverpool is not looking at their best. Yes, you know, we are looking a bit better than we usually are. So
Yep.
that's the scoreline you get, right? From one free kick. And somehow or another, our defensive wall was like not there. You should have at least 5 persons standing in the wall, right? You're, you know, defending against Sobosai.
Yep. You bet.
Uh,
You bet. But again, this is an example of how sometimes you've got to just do your homework, prepare well, because as a famous footballer once said, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And I just
so the
don't
thing
know.
like you said, right? Prepare, right? Like the game against A Madrid, it was rainy, it was wet, right? And we were slipping all over the place. And how can that not be known by the people who are preparing us? Yeah, I'm saying that. So at the moment in time, maybe we're not giving a manager enough time to understand. But
Absolutely.
my thing is that I fear that it doesn't matter who we bring in, right? They've lost it. You get what I'm saying? They've lost it here in their heart. That's my fear, right?
Yeah. I think it's fair to say that there are some other teams who have also lost it. I did mention Aston Villa, but as you've said, once they get these tough games out of the way, there'll be some easy games. They get a few points, they secure their top four in Champions League football, and everything is all right with the world again. I just hope they can win the Europa League, because I still remember when Emery was in charge of that final. We were perhaps on a bit of a hiding to nothing. But if the players hadn't have down tools, I'd like to think that we would have given Chelsea a fight. So I really do hope that Villa's players get their act, reach the final, then get their act together and have a good game, because that's a chance for them to, become legends. And of course, as Heung-min Son himself said, he was exceptionally emotional, definitely a legend. And for him to stick around at the club while other luminaries left to get trophies, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy deserves nothing but adulation and respect from everyone. A real credit to, the Asian Spurs fan base. And, simply put, that I think that
Hey, yeah,
game, watching
what a shit game.
that
Yeah, what a
yeah,
shit game.
that day, the high you felt that day to come crashing down like this. I mean, it's sad, but at least you'll have Bilbao.
Yeah, yeah. Right, we got the Donna Cullen, right? She's saying what, right? Right, relegated. Yeah, value will come down. Yeah, and she'll buy it, right, and become the chairwoman and bring the club back up. Yeah, yeah, that'd
But
be good. That'd be good.
here's
Yeah.
the question, though: will Enoch sell? Because we've got a similar issue with Arsenal about the Cronkies not being willing to sell. We were hoping, as I said, that Daniel Ek, the Spotify owner, would have put in a bid, and then that was completely swatted aside. If the owners just aren't willing to sell, then you have a bit of a problem, and that's where the issue lies.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, right? The thing is that at the moment now, this has become one of the biggest story in sportsdom, right? Are we too big to fall, right? Is there a club too big, right? Spurs are a big club, right? Yeah, we won a big club until I think last season when we won the Europa League Cup, right? Apart from there, 17 years of winning anything, we're not a big club, right? But all of a sudden, right, we're a big club, and the media focus, everyone on YouTube, right? Social media fighting over it. It is what it is, right? Yeah, shareholder, yeah, internally, I just need about 35% more shares. Yeah. How much will that cost, Miss Donna? Let me know. Right, 35% of more shares. Right, all right. What I said, I already have about 16, 17. Yeah. All right. How did you get it? Right. Did Levy give it to you? All right. What if you get Levy's shares? Right. He has about 30. Yeah. But coming down is that in reality, if we do fall down, we will have accepted, right? And then we will have to hope that the owners, the club, the people who are running the club, will actually focus on the football side and bring us back up, right? And if Pochettino is willing to go with us to the championship, I will gladly take him back, right? That will show that he has, right, confidence, right, and the heart to bring us back up. And maybe I'll follow and I'll go for that. All right.
No, but then that's the thing. I do remember that interview you did, of course, with Craig from Up the Cherries and All Departments, where you said you were Poch in, you were absolutely, all in for him. But then I don't think it's fair to say that ever since that Champions League final, the cracks started to appear, and then things weren't the same, and he had to go. And I'm not too sure you would have even wanted Poch back at the time. A large number of people will say, yes, they were some good times, but at the end of the day, we didn't win anything.
No, the thing with Poch is, right, it's all about the timing, right? He came in a time where, right, he, in this 10 years or so, right, he's our longest serving manager, right? Or 15 years, right? You take in the length, right?
Yeah.
So if he comes back and we give him a plan, a football plan, because all the while our club has not been based on a football plan, right? Our Levy's strategy was always try just to maintain us, right? Like what Guy said earlier, right? Out of the 20 years that we've been in the Premier League or Premier whatever, right? We've been out of the top 8 only about 2 times, right? It's not to say that we're always out of the top 8, right? So I don't know. Ever since the stadium came along, all I'm going to say is that this is part of the problem, right? Apart from that, the club has to absorb a tremendous debt, right, of nearly £1 billion, right? But of course, they said it's based on a guarantee from the Lewises, right, or Enoch, right? So yeah, there's Ashcroft family in the club too. All right, they know there's an Ashcroft family in the club.
And then also, that stadium of yours, as you also mentioned, is another cash cow for the prospect of hosting NFL games and, music concerts and so forth. I just wonder, though, is that going to be necessary? Is that still going to be viable next year if you're in the championship? I mean, will that change, though?
Nah, I don't think that will change. The events will still go on, right? The stadium is a stadium. It doesn't matter where Spurs as a football club are, right? Guys, we must understand, we can't mix that branding, all right? The stadium has its contractual, legal contract signed that they will have to go on. But let's see what happens next season, whether it's a annually kind of a contract or understanding, right? Will it affect the image? I don't think so, right? The championship at the moment is being watched by a lot of Americans, right? Because of Wrexham. You understand, right? And if Wrexham stays on there, Spurs are on there, so and then they will get more, I don't know, viewers of a different level.
Well, Wrexham could get promoted, though. Be wary of that.
Yes. Michael Ashcroft and the kids. All right. Afternoon, can we win this? All right. First thing I'm gonna say, right? Oziange, let's think about it, right? Can we draw it first? Okay. Once if we can draw it first, then we will think about whether we can win it. Right. I'm not gonna be that optimistic and jump 2 levels. 1 level at a time.
Yeah. I agree.
Then,
but if you score first, you'll give yourself that belief. Listen, I'm just going to nip off to the restroom. I'll be back. Need to wash my hands. Yeah.
all right. And guys, I'm just gonna get some dates to munch on. Just hold on. Yeah. Ramadan, right? So Ramadan and my dates. What? Anyone here take Campbell? What? If it's a meant for survival. Yeah. Would- Donald Cullen would take Campbell. Yeah, you would. Yeah, I know you would. Right. But sometimes to tell the truth, right? This Sol Campbell thing, right? All right. All right. We know.
Mr. Campbell, anyone we know?
No, I think is that talking about money.
Yes,
Back?
you were saying. Yeah, I'm back.
No, I was getting shit, right? Would you take Sol Campbell that it guarantees survival? I think, this Sol Campbell thing, right? I understand why he did it, right? You want to win things, so you move on, right? And there's always two sides of the coin, two sides of the story. Maybe there were some promises and not fulfilled. It is what it is. Right?
Now, I remember you telling me what happened with Solskjaer. I think it was something a little bit more emotional for him, and that was when he decided he couldn't stay at Tottenham anymore. But, I'm assuming that Andrew was talking about bringing Campbell in as a manager because his playing days, of course, are long gone. I don't think Campbell has really done that much in terms of management. I get what you're saying. Even Sol would do a better job than Tudor, but I don't think his managerial CV is that impressive.
Oh, he's in bed. All right, he's a manager now. I didn't know that.
No, he's had some stints in management, but I don't think they've gone too well. Mm-hmm. Let me just look it up and see what he's done. Solskjaer, Jeremiah Campbell, English professional football manager and former player. He's managed Macclesfield Town and Southend United, and neither of those stints were very long. So, all I can say, Ozzy, Nate, be careful what you wish for.
If Campbell kept us up, right, he'll be forgiven. Okay, Ozzy, right? You better go to hashtag, right? Bring Campbell back. I'm already hashtagging.
Listen, I would advise against it because here's something. On the 22nd of October 2019, Sol was appointed manager of Southend United, who were in League One at the time. He watched his new side lose 7-1 to Doncaster Rovers, and his first game was a 3-1 home defeat to Ipswich Town. They did win their second game under Campbell with a 2-1 victory away at Accrington Stanley. Hey, really?
Right. Yeah, I'm just outside the pub having like a vape, bro. Who would have thought it, eh? It's a Buzz Life free kick, eh? Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it, mate?
I know.
And we had Liverpool fans. We had Liverpool fans thinking that they would lose this match. Have they watched us, bro? Do they even know what the Tottenham is?
I don't know.
This is jokes, bro.
Everyone's still inside. Like on the
stream.
Wait there. Second half is loaded.
There we go. Someone's got the expression. Someone's watching expressions next to me, bro.
Oh, expressions. One of those Spurs YouTubers for whom I have no sympathy. All these YouTubers.
What did you think of the match so far, bros?
Usually you go first, sir.
It was boring, right? And it is what it is.
Yeah, short and sweet to the point. Boring. It is terrible.
There were some good moments of counter-attacking play from Spurs. You could have scored on a couple of occasions, but apart from that, nothing very much. Liverpool had most of the possession. I think Tudor was actually, with his lineup, expecting that Spurs would sit back, shut up shop, and hit Liverpool on the counter. And listen, you haven't conceded a goal from open play. It's just that Szoboszlai free kick. But anyway, as I was saying about Sol, financial constraints prevented him from signing any new players during the January 2020 transfer window, and the season was ended early due to the COVID-19 pandemic. At the time, they were second from bottom in League One, 16 points from safety, and so Southend were relegated to League Two, and then Campbell left the club. So, listen, he's had a managerial stint. He's relegated the club, so forget it. And it's been quite some time since he's managed, so not worth it.
No, he's not coming here. Can you imagine if we got Sol Campbell, mate? Everyone would cancel their season tickets instantly, bro. There's no way. There's no way. No way.
If they bring in Sol Campbell, right, the in-out movement, right, will hit the roof.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the only thing. If I swear to God, if that dickhead even got any position, then this is the thing. Like, he whinges about, like, why don't I get to play in Legends matches? Because we don't fucking want you here. As simple as that, bro. Get out. You're not even welcome. You're not even welcome in Tottenham as a whole, bro. You're gonna get egged. Get out of this. Get out of the house.
Well, to be fair, he's more of an Arsenal and Portsmouth legend, so I think he has that consolation. And,
Yeah, very open-minded.
But there was some talk about another Spurs legend possibly coming back, and he's had some very good managerial experience. Jurgen Klinsmann, the diving specialist.
No. Oh, apparently it's kicked off. And I don't give a shit. Oh dear.
All right, we lose a free kick.
All right. I gotta go hang out with. I gotta go hang out with my mates. If you're still on full time, I'll jump on. All right, boys, have fun.
All right, fun.
Cheers,
yeah,
mate.
you go and have fun. Cheers.
Yeah, don't do anything that we wouldn't do.
Oh, I always do, mate.
No. Do everything that we won't do. What's wrong with you? Penalty.
No penalty. No penalty.
Guy, you better go back to see your friends, man. Take care. I'll catch you later.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
His name is Rio, and he flies right down the way. Sooner or later, Liverpool are going to have to make a chance for this guy. And he could very well be a fixture in the Liverpool lineup for quite some time.
Yellow card.
Simulation. Rio dived. No penalty.
Hugo gets the yellow card. He's been calling for the yellow card. Don't you understand the rules? You're not supposed to do that. What can I say about our team, our squad? All right, guys.
Yeah, as I've said, of course, there is going to have to be a fire sale of these players, but I don't know if you probably might have spoken about this on many streams with a lot of other people. I'm sure you and Jens, among others, would have had this conversation. From this current squad, who would you keep? You can be as brutally honest as you.
It depends where we are. Right. If we're in the Premier League, I don't know. Xavi should stay. Souza should stay, right? All right. He said, yeah, so easy, right? Yeah. So keeping them, I don't know. I'll see at the end of the season. At the moment now, we don't even know where we are. Because if we drop down to the championship, right, that will automatically rinse half the squad. Don't you believe that?
Oh, of course it would. Definitely some of the, higher profile players will want moves to bigger clubs. And I really don't think we keep
it. Denso launches throw, no. When that hits it away.
Yeah, there was nothing really there in that. I mean, if there was something good, I would have informed you. But
Yeah, but the flag goes up anyway.
yeah, and as I said, some of the higher profile players will want moves to bigger clubs. I really don't know if you'll keep Conor Gallagher if if because, for example, if you get relegated, then that will mean that apart from Archie Gray, Danso, and Richarlison, Solanke could possibly be asked to stay, but he might want to possibly go. But then that's the thing about Solanke, Jens. I'm not too sure if he can
Jens,
get a better club.
Oh no!
No goal, nothing. He took the shot.
Yes,
and it was
yes,
almost
wait.
like-
Yes, you want Richie and Solanke? Maybe? Seriously? Right. Yeah. But to tell the truth, right? First of all, we have to look at our injury list, right? Which of them are long term? Number one, right? If the long term ones like Necky and Madison, right? If I were the club, I'll let them go first. You get what I'm saying? Let them go, take them off the wage bill and all that. But of course, you will have to pay compensation. It's always like that, once you let people go. Or you sell them, see what the clubs wants them, right? But these players will have experience in the championship. If we get to the championship, would Richie want to stay and would the Solanke want to stay? Right? Richie Hell won't going to stay because he wants to play in the Brazilian World Cup team, right? Or the national team. Solanke, same thing, right? When are we going to take a striker from the championship? Unless he's scoring 30 goals a season or something like that, right? In the championship. This game is so boring, bro. But Liverpool looks dangerous now, right? But they just look impotent, right? All the internationals were instantly go. Yeah, all the internationals. Yeah, all the international players, right? Yeah, that's true. That means Bergwall will want to leave too. Ngomowa shoots. No, catches it. Easy catch. Oh, his name is Rio Ngomowa.
Yeah.
Not Real. Yeah. And as you were talking about Rio, right? Duran.
Exactly.
You give the ball away again. You give the ball away again. And Frimpong rolls over. Do we get a throw in? All right, we get a throw in. I don't know. If we lose 1-0, it's going to be a credible loss, right? We fought hard, right? It looked good, right? And we give the ball away again like dumb asses. Shoot. See, I'm asking the Liverpool players to shoot now. Right? Why can't we block? Here comes Wood. No, the ball comes back to us. Gray. All right, we gotta go, okay. Yeah, Archie. Yeah,
Positive action. Some positive action there. Allison having to make a clearance, otherwise the Spurs player was in on goal. So listen, like you can. I'll tell you what. If you lose this game 1-0, there will be some positives to take for some of the remaining games if you can just keep your defensive solidity. Now, the biggest issue I have.
And the problem is that will this just be a false dawn? You guys, that's what Spurs fans fear. Yes, one good game doesn't prove anything. If you show it a few more times, that's one thing. But the time is that if every game you lose 1-0, right, all the way to the end of the season, right, you'll fall. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, a save there from Allison. And Richie, once again, apparently he's claiming that his shirt got pulled. Maybe this will be checked by VAR. We'll have to see. But for now, the Spurs have a corner, and this is some good stuff.
Oh, Richie. Oh, Richie.
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk there. I've seen that penalties being given for that, and that does look to me to be a very bad obstruction there.
But
But
offside,
no, when
right?
it's a corner, it's,
No, but it's offside, right?
could be, maybe. We'll have to see. No, I think
That's
the
a
corner has been
penalty.
given.
Let me see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Nah, we never get we never get shit like that, right? Yes, right. Just we have to take it, right? If this was another team, another player,
Yeah.
they'll surely get it, but we never get it. All right, we'll never get
Not
it.
too sure. Okay, Sousa's gone up, and I don't know who's come on. I can't see from here. It looks like Xavi has come. So I think Tudor sensed that Liverpool are starting to weaken a bit, provide some openings, and maybe Xavi can come in and provide some
Yeah.
spark.
I know that's a hole. I know, and that's a pen. But we are Spurs. We don't get shit like that, right? And we are not supposed to get penalties, right? We haven't
Okay,
gotten a
corner
penalty.
whipped in, headed away, shot on goal, blocked, headed towards goal, and
Nothing happens from it. I know.
okay, and now Liverpool got to rush back. I mean, Tottenham got to rush back to the fans.
Yeah. Say hello to Donna. He shoots his own, but Xavi shoots Richarlison, right? If I'm not mistaken. But now look at this. This is a counter. Dragonsin blocks it. Yeah, I know. Now at least they're chasing back. All right, that's a good sign. I don't know. Can we draw this game now? Let's not we don't be bozos when when Liverpool is attacking us all. And give Szoboszlai space like that. Shoot. Xavi loses the ball again. Jet Spence slides away the ball for a corner. All right. I guess nothing much is going to happen from the corner. Mani hasn't said anything.
If I say anything, yeah, it'll be the first to know.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah,
you take a look, this is a rather makeshift Liverpool defence, and the corner's been taken at the short corner. We're playing it back, trying to whip it in, but that is blocked, and that should do about nothing. Oh, free kick for Liverpool. Now on comes the Egyptian king. I mean, actually, he's gone to warm up. He might be brought on with maybe 15 minutes left.
Do you think this game, right?
Also. Yeah.
Oh, do you think this game, right? Actually, Slots actually has one eye on the other game coming up.
Here's the thing. I mean, as I said, if you hadn't conceded those few goals, you could have, looked forward to that game against Atletico at home with a lot more confidence. As it stands, despite scoring 2 goals, the fact that you have you got 5 against you means that you're 3 in arrears, and that means that you're going to have to really play out of your skin. I think, to be fair, your home performances in Europe have been really good, but Atletico Madrid are just a different beast when it comes to European competitions.
Okay, I know. But coming back to the point, right? The Champions League, right? There are 3. We've got 6 teams there. 3 teams are down with 3 goal difference. Liverpool is down with a 1 goal difference. The other 2 teams are drawn, right? Most probably from there you'll see Arsenal get through because they've drawing with Liverpool, right?
Yes, and we're playing our return leg at home. But what angered me so much about that performance on Wednesday was the fact that we were, complacent and arrogant. We didn't have any real quality in the final third. And, we got caught cold at the beginning of the second half for that goal they scored. And it's just a reminder that no matter how well you do in the league stage, it means nothing once you come to the knockouts because the level of jeopardy is so much higher. We saw Liverpool get knocked out early last season. If we're not careful against this Bayer Leverkusen team, there is a chance that the tie could be taken to extra time and/or penalties. And as I've said, we're not winning the league this year because I'm writing that off based on that performance. And yes, I'm serious, Eugene. I mean, look. Look. The Premier League, I think we have a great chance, but I'll only be relaxed if we beat City at the Etihad. But as far as Champions League is concerned, if we're performing like that against the Bayer Leverkusen team, but are nowhere near as good as they were when they very nearly won that treble under Xabi Alonso, can you imagine the massacre that we will face in the next round when we could potentially face Bodo Glimt, and you know all about Bodo Glimt.
You guys
and then in the semi-finals, we could end up having either Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. And if we get either of those two teams, I know that we thrashed Atletico in the league stage.
Wait. To tell the truth, right? The Champions League, I don't give you much of a chance. You know, it looks
exactly
that's a bit too far, right? But the Premier League, you have a chance, right? The League Cup, which is coming up soon, right? If I'm not mistaken, you guys have a chance there.
22nd of March. That's a week from now.
Yeah, a week from now, right? That's coming up soon. There's a chance, right? And like you said, if you win that cup, right, and if you beat City, right, that will give you more confidence, right? So.
Oh yeah, exactly. But then that's the thing. Like, I want us to win the League Cup, and if we do that, then that will really make me quite happy. It'll give us a lift, knowing that we can beat City in a big game, and when we go to the Etihad, it'll give us so much more confidence. But again, I know that City will be under a great deal of pressure, but for some reason, more often than not, Arsenal, we seem to bring out the best in Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. I know that this time around they've been crap so far, and on several occasions when they won the league at our expense, they looked crap for quite a period of time, but you know that they'll somehow find a way. I just think against Forest and West Ham when they drew both games, they were obviously trying a lot too hard offensively, and defensively they were just all over the shop with comparison. And clearly the signing of Gehi has improved them, but not enough. But again, in the league, it's still not over until it's over, and we've got some very tricky home games coming up. But, and I'm glad you agree that we're not going to win the Champions League. Forget about it. No chance.
Is there a foul on the keeper? It's soft.
Very soft. And now come the big guns, Ekitike and Salah. It looks as though Curtis Jones is also coming on. So off goes Rio.
Bye-bye, Rio. Rio. I don't remember how to sing that song.
It looks as though Salah might replace him on the wing. Ekitike might be coming on for Gakpo. No, it's actually...
Who's coming on for Curtis Jones? Or Frimpong?
No, it's a Frimpong and Burtz and Rio who have gone on. And
right.
It's Curtis Jones, Salah, and Ekitike come on. I'll take a look at the bracket again and see other permutations. Brackets. And so, Atletico, assuming they win, could end up facing Barcelona in the quarters.
No, next week is going to be very interesting, right? We got 3 Premier League teams that is written off. Yes or no? Do you think any of them will make a surprise? Do you think Chelsea will get a 3-goal win against PSG and bring it to the next extra time and penalties or whatever? Do you see M City doing it to Real Madrid? Do you see us doing it to A Madrid? The 2 Madrid teams there. And the scary part about this Champions League, right, is, I said, when Madrid gets in that kind of funky form, right, in the Champions League, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's theirs. You know, it's just whether they want it or not, right? So that's all I'm going to say. Simmons
No,
is not
absolutely.
going to play in the Premier League.
But here's the thing as well. This
Six,
bracket is so damn skewed that we could end up seeing a Real Madrid Bayern Munich quarterfinal. And that's really going to be, two heavy hitters going at it. So maybe, and then of course Chelsea play Liverpool could play Liverpool in another quarterfinal. Although from the looks of it, it could be PSG and Galatasaray. I mean, the top half of the bracket is so.
That looks more like a PSG Liverpool game, right? The quarterfinals that looks more like a PSG Liverpool to me.
Yeah, Liverpool are going to want revenge against PSG, and if Liverpool do go through, then they might have the edge against the PSG team that have not been convincing this season. The bottom bracket is literally so skewed in our favor, and yet, maybe we'll make the semis, but coming up against Barcelona or Atletico, I've got no hope. Not the way we're performing.
That's the. All right. No.
In fact, truth be told, if we play Bodo Glimt, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do put a beating on us. They've looked brilliant this campaign.
Okay, Simmons, Salah. Simmons, it goes right now. Borrow. Richarlison can't get to it.
In the unlikeliest of scenarios, it could almost potentially. I mean, I know this won't happen, but the way the bracket is sort of arranged, you actually could face us in the semis.
Yeah.
If you manage to get that far.
That never happened because after if somehow by a miracle we beat Madrid, right? Okay, we have to face either Barcelona. All right, unless there's another miracle that Newcastle gets through, then we face Newcastle. You understand? And we give the ball away. Okay. Then so gets the ball back. Now, somehow or another, this game is going to be like this now, right? What's the Spurs fan base going to think, right? Is this progress? Oh, Richarlison, but we got pillow foot, so it doesn't matter. Straight. Here comes Salah, gets down Eckert. Well, he has to be selfish to try, but Richarlison, they're not going to show the Richarlison, we're going to show the.
Yeah, I just saw that chance. And obviously, he has to shoot. I think, a large number of players have had a really quiet game.
But Richarlison is his foot, right? Straight at the goalkeeper. Right?
Yeah. And that's a poor goal kick. Could be trouble.
That's it. Progress compared to the shite we've seen recently, but miles off what we should be. Would it be enough? And we get the ball away again. Leave it. Salah, deflected.
Yeah, good keeping there from Vicario. He prevented. Oh, no. I don't know if he did. That could. Oh, the linesman didn't see that. Took the ball with him over the line.
He can't see it because he's back against the ball. Yep. It's way out. But never mind, we give the ball back to them anyway. That's what we do. Yeah, look, yes. Yeah, my line, yeah. So there's some dubious referee decisions on our side now. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's the positive thing. We've got 4 shots on target. All right. The thing is that if we get level, we'll be level points with Leeds.
Yep. The only problem is, aside from Richarlison, I don't see that much in terms of attacking intent from you guys.
Oh, tell you so shit. Sark, move up faster. Solanke so far back, and he loses the ball. And we give the ball away. Ball comes back to now Liverpool. Liverpool's trying, but they look like shit. Somehow or another, we look a bit impressive at the moment. And Tell gives the ball away.
You haven't given it away. It was just a poor pass.
Tell lost the ball, right? Ball stolen off him. And they move so quickly. We don't move enough.
Okay, so
Only change we've done is Xavi.
So Solanke's still on the field? He hasn't done anything today.
Yeah. But the problem is that we don't have anyone else. Oh, Moani. Moani's coming on soon. What the hell was that all about? Yeah. That was in modern day version of Kevin Scott. What the hell is Kevin Scott?
Decent save from Vicario, pushed to the side.
No
I mean,
awareness.
we're seeing right now, you know, we're seeing teams not really doing anything. I think the reason why that wasn't given a corner is because Salah was offside. Salah is another player who emotionally isn't really invested in football anymore. He could be on his way. He could be on his way to maybe Saudi.
This game, right, is destined to be a 1-0 game. Right? This game is destined to be a 1-0 game. Right? By the
Shot goal, though, easily held by Alisson.
We got pillow foots, right? We don't need shot goals. We need tap-ins. Look at Simmons. Brings down. Spence shoot. All our shots, right, are straight at the goalkeeper. Do we practice actually doing that? Luckily, Liverpool loses the ball. We get the ball back. It comes down. Porro puts the ball over the top. Right.
Listen, I'll tell you what. Some of Liverpool's defending is going to get sloppy, and you know, if Tudor could make some more subs, he might give you a chance. But
yeah,
I mean,
we've had 5 shots on target. One great save. The other 5.
You only got Colin Wani on the bench though, along with a few youngsters. That's a waste of salad right there.
And we put in a fight, but the thing is that we don't know what to do with it. Somehow or another, we've got Liverpool pinned back, but somehow or another Salah gets the ball and gives the ball away. Liverpool is doing a Spurs at the moment. Let's see how it goes now. We're throwing everything but the kitchen sink. All right. Shoot. Too late, Tal. Take off Tal. Bring on Moani. Take off Tal. Tal is coming off. There's a youngster coming on. All right. Ulusesi. And unfortunate Moani. Now, it could be fortunate, right? Let's see how that goes. But you know what usually happens when Spurs do this? When they bring on two players, right? Our whole system will fuck up, right? And we'll concede another goal. Watch this coming, guys. Watch this coming, right? This is what happens every time when we play. Someone under the first 5-10 minutes after we do the sub, right? We are gone. Who's he taking off? Tell and Spence. Seriously? Spence is coming off? All right. Come on, Caleb. Yeah, Ulysses.
Speaking of youngsters, there are a couple of your prospects, of course, who are currently playing elsewhere. I think might be more is with Rangers, and if Rangers end up doing well, they could win a Scottish Premier League title. Celtic have fallen a bit in parts of. Would you be willing to take Mikey Moore back and give him more chances? I thought he looked quite good.
We should have taken Mikey Moore back long time ago.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Once we started losing our players, we should have brought him back and used him, right? We should have actually put him out on loan, right? But he's doing well there, right? Hopefully that will give him a good standing when he comes back next season to play for us, especially when we're down in the championship, right? Mikey Moore should have left, some with Donnelly and Phillips. Yeah, I know. What can I say? We are run like a dumb football club, right? You know.
I mean, there are so many players who are currently away from Spurs right now who would do a really good job if you give them the chance. It's just ridiculous the way things are going on. Sorry to say that.
Yeah, Richarlison. You're lifting weights or what there? I don't mind. Money's got a. Are you having dinner or something, Money?
No, I just moved the plates from my desktop. I actually did have some food before coming on, so nothing much, just some. Nothing really non-restricted. I mean, it's nothing compared to an iftar meal, that's for sure, or even suhoor.
We survived that. It's going to be hairy moments now, right? We'll get one or two more chances, but it's going to be a hairy moment. And let's hopefully, right, we can hang on for another 5 more minutes. Then I think we'll settle down. Right? Don't let him shoot, guys.
That's the thing, see, there are still more than 10 minutes left.
Don't let him shoot.
Oh. And, some great action here from the left. The cross went in, but again, that was too high and Richie wasn't going to reach that.
Borrow. Gray. Richarlison can't reach it. Richie couldn't reach it. Richie couldn't reach it. We prefer to bring someone from abroad rather than trust our own youngsters at the real season. That's what Levy had never had a clue about football, right? That was all about the prestige, right? Yeah, I know. But at least this game, right? We don't look like we are trying for the club or the manager or whatever. You get what I'm saying? If we don't get something out of this, it'll be 12 games in a row. The last time that has happened, that was in 1935.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, Moani gets the ball. Runs through. Ball goes back out to the wide. Olosesi gets you out. Good. Goes down. Shoots up. And Oro. Ball comes in. My God. When we attack, right, Liverpool looks weak. Why? We got Xavi there. Got Moani there now. Come on, show some creativity.
You know, listen, the other goal they scored was from a set piece, a very well taken free kick, but they look toothless as well. It is fair to say they're missing Isa. But in addition, some of their other I think as you've mentioned, it's the World Cup. Everyone's fatigued. They want to,
Solanke's brought down, and I think when the referee doesn't give a free kick, and I think Liverpool is like saving themselves for the upcoming Champions League game kind of scenario. Slow the game down, play around the ball. What's this? Come on, Liverpool. All right. This meets the Southeast Asian bookies narrative. Now I get it. You're allowed to win, but you can't win more than one ball. The Spurs are shit enough. They can't score. Moani. Vicario gives the ball away. But can't get past where it goes in. Gets the corner. Now, these are bozo moments that we create, right? But at least we don't see that much this time. Because most of the time we are in the Liverpool half. Right, but whenever we drop it into our half,
Liverpool corner now, swung in by Salah. And that is all of the way. And
all right. Salah is going to take the lead.
And it's a Tottenham throw now, and Liverpool are making another substitution from the looks of it.
All right. They need to, right? They look a bit sleepy.
Gakpo coming off. Not too sure who the number 42 is.
Yeah, 42. Youngster.
Yep, definitely a youngster.
Trey Niori.
Yep, Nioni.
Gakpo is coming off. Nioni. Oh, Nioni. Nioni. 18-year-old.
Another youngster. Maybe he can
Yeah.
lend some, bite to proceedings.
And he wins the trophy. Nah, this game's going to end 1-0. Spurs will try their best, and we won't get the goal. Liverpool will look like shit, right, and be questioned, right? It is what it is.
Still 5 minutes from plus stoppage time. Don't jump the gun.
Or Liverpool get a second goal, and then, when we have some bozo moments when they attack us, it is what it is. It doesn't look like we're going to score. Because when we get chances, we don't take it, that, it won't happen.
That good shot there from Chibosnai. That was just lazy and weak. Never going to get anything from that. Vicario sends it long, and Liverpool still have
Liverpool manager is treating this as a training match. Yeah, put the youngsters out. Yeah, they'll beat Spurs. Yeah, yes, I know. That's the history of the Tottenham. Right. We can never put up youngsters and do something to other teams like that, right?
And then, of course, this upcoming weekend is international break, World Cup playoffs.
Is it next weekend or this weekend?
Next week, I should say. And
Yeah.
big news as well is that the finalissima between Argentina and Spain has been cancelled. So no Christian Romero or Pedro Porro to be playing. And that's really a shame because that is normally something that would be some really good match practice for both Argentina and Spain. Argentina would definitely have needed that game to play themselves into some kind of form.
Let's see how it goes, right? I think this World Cup, right? America is going to win it, right? That's all I'm going to say.
Who's going to win it?
America. Welcome, Ziggs. We can't do crosses, proper crosses. Why? How much extra time do you think we're going to get, right? 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Standard 5. The substitutions.
No, we can't get leads. But if we beat them, we get leads. If we don't beat them, we draw, you get leads. Liverpool jumps up to top 4.
Yep. Ahead of Aston Villa goal difference.
Like you said, right? Right, doesn't matter. We wouldn't score. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, it's a weird thing, right? Is this just a UK thing or what? Right? Today in UK, right, it's Mother's Day. So wish all the mothers in the United Kingdom have a nice Mother's Day, right? Because our Mother's Day in Asia or Malaysia is usually the second Sunday of May. What's your Mother's Day like in India?
I mean, like, for us, we don't really have a standard one. I think we go by the UK one. Of course, sadly, before actually coming onto the whole YouTube sphere, I lost my mum on Christmas Day in 2021. So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy that she's at peace and in a better place, but, still just thinking about those last moments is always, it's kind of horrible, but, yeah.
I know, but to tell the truth, right? In the real utopia kind of world, every day should be Mother's Day. And Spurs steals the ball back.
Spurs still have the ball, though. I mean, I'm a little ahead of you, so whenever you see something bad, I see something good, and vice versa. All of a sudden, right? We look like we found space to play around Liverpool. But this Liverpool giving us the space. Possible opening here. And, you're going to like this, Eugene.
Ooh. Unless it's 1-1, then I like it. If not, then there's nothing to ooh about.
You're not the only one who's...
Richarlison scores! But is he offside? Richarlison scores!
I don't know if he's offside. I don't know if it's going to VAR. We're going to find out sooner rather than later.
Nowadays, I don't celebrate first, right? Nowadays, I don't celebrate first because we always have to see whether it's offside. I don't know whether it's offside. I don't see the repeat. Richarlison scores, guys. Richarlison scores.
There was a goal that was scored by Aston Villa today. It was Ross Barkley, and it was subject to a check. No, Richie's onside. Well onside. That goal's going to stand. There's no point of even going to VAR. That is as onside as they come. And you know who else is going to be celebrating this? Aston Villa fans, because they're still in the top 4.
All right.
Warney with the pass. Richarlison with the shot. I think Allison jumped a bit too early.
Way onside. All right. There's no offside now. All right, let's see any response from Liverpool now. Oh, Richarlison, he miskicks it and he goes in. Look at that. He miskicks it. Woo!
That's the type of luck you need. That's the type of luck you need. And I hope you can thank me because listen, I come on the stream, I keep telling you, just be positive, and now you've got your equalizer.
And it's 5 minutes at a time. Now the thing is that we never do this, right? We never take advantage of the situation when but to tell the truth, right? This Liverpool team sucks. We just have to admit it, right? They look like they've got one eye on the Champions League. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the only thing now is that can we hang on to this 1-1 or are we going to get an extra? Can we get 3 points from this? All right. Well, we stop the rot, right? But I don't know. This is the type of smoke screen that we always get, right? This is type of the half hope that you get, right? So I'm not even happy about it. All right.
Well, I mean, if
let's get another one.
I think it's fair to say right now that that goal from Richarlison is massive because I'm going to check the table and see what it does for you now. This is why it's always good to have BBC Sport.
We come to 30.
Yes. You are 30. 2 points behind Leeds, but 1 point ahead of both Forest and West Ham United. And Forest played today against Fulham.
If we win this, we jump space. We'll become above Leeds, right? But we won't win this, right? We will only fight when we are down. When we are level, we peter off. That's the sad mentality that we have, right?
Yeah. The worst part is because I'm so far away from the TV, I can't tell you how much time is left. But listen, I will say this right now.
It's about 93rd minute now. For you.
Okay, so you got about 1.5 minutes left. And I have to say, I told you, you lot have defended superbly this game. But it's also true that Liverpool have been a little bit impotent today.
I just hope this is not just smoke screen again. You can say not. Okay, let's say we draw this game, right? Let's go out, right, against the Madrid game and get a win. You get say not. Then it doesn't have to be a tie-changing win, right? Just get a 1-0 or 2-0 game kind of thing, or 2-1 kind of win, right? To keep it, to give the confidence to the boys, right? Then it brings us to the Nottingham Forest game. If we get to the Nottingham Forest game,
this could be interesting. A huge break for Spurs, and not going to go out for a corner, or I think Xavi Simons there on the left with a shot that got deflected behind, and so Spurs have a corner, and this could be your chance to win this. Now, who's coming on for Spurs? 76, and Richarlison, the goal scorer, is going on.
He also happy, could cry. I'm too zen about it. I don't know how to react to this anymore, right? We're Spurs. The only thing is that when I don't know, it's a draw. Why are we so happy about a draw?
You were expecting to lose, and you got a draw. Glass half full here, sir.
We're not expecting to lose. We're expecting to get hammered. Yes,
And you didn't lose. Leave alone
Yeah.
get hammered.
But like my thumbnail says, right? Will he still get the sack? Or will he get a chance? But in the respect of this game, okay, this game looks totally different. Like everyone is fighting. Rosewell is coming on.
Okay. Corner. In from Xavi. Back into the
coming on.
penalty area, but no one on the end of it. And Liverpool might possibly break, and so Spurs are going to have to go back and defend. I think it's Ekatike with the ball. It's 4
Nah,
against
he's
3 at the
running
moment. But
He's running
no, great defending, and maybe that should be that.
Oh, let's see how fast we run. Now there's a break. DK.
Okay, Spurs still have the ball at the Liverpool half, so this might be your final chance. Let's see what you get from here.
My God, it's 5 minutes all over, right? Solanke. Oh, he gives the ball away.
Okay.
They give the
That's
ball
really-
away. Well, let's see. Game over?
Yep, game over.
1-1.
It is Liverpool 1, Spurs 1. And so
Yes. I don't think I've ever celebrated like that. The equalizer. Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, guys. We drew this game. We've not won yet. This is the point that we never expected to get, right? But would it help? Tell me, will this actually help? Right? All right. The boys showed some fight, right? At least, right? They showed some fight. And we had to go down again. But we play against a very shitty Liverpool. Liverpool were real shitty, right? They didn't take their chances and they got punished for it. So it is what it is, right? That's all I'm going to say. Manny, any last thoughts?
if I were in your position, I would be very, very happy. And instead of thinking about the prospect of false dawns, I'd like to see the players take some confidence from this and go and move forward. And what you said about the Atletico Madrid game, how you would like to just get a win at the Tottenham Stadium and go out swinging, I think that would be, something really, really good. Now you've got to just make sure you don't make the same bozo mistakes you made at the Metropolitano, and maybe that could, stand you in good stead. You've still got to play Forest. They didn't score today. They did have the ball in the back of the net against Fulham, and that was ruled out for offside. So you still have a chance, and I keep telling people, I've said this to the Spurs analysts and a few others, Spurs against Forest at the Tottenham Stadium is a 6-pointer. You win that, you're home and try. So just keep the faith.
All right, we're still 16 in the table, right? All I'm going to say, thanks for Jens for being here, Ozzy Ange for being here, right? Who else do we have? Right, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Donna Cullen was here earlier. Right, where do we have? So Campbell was here, right? If I'm not mistaken. That guy was here too, right? Guys in the pub now, right? Getting drunk. Donna Cullen was here. Donna Cullen was probably Issel Campbell, right? Big up to both of you. Thank you so much for supporting, right? To tell the truth, it is what it is. And Miss Mel, yeah, big up to Miss Mel too, right? Arsenal fan, right? Oh, you guys.
I
And
want
Eva,
my
man.
6 points every year. Listen, I'm not too sure that I really like this sort of an attitude because, I will say that, when it comes to the North London derby, you do tend to bring out the best in us more often than not. But,
Yeah,
we
It's just
the
having
Premiership.
content.
The Premiership needs the North London derby. It needs that level of intrigue. And listen, if anything else, you still have a better European legacy than us. You won a trophy more recently than us, a European trophy more recently than us. So until we do something this season, we're still a laughing stock.
Yeah. Whatever it is, right? Thanks for being here. Right, please smash the like, subscribe, right, to the channels, right? Spurs Vision TV, Ricky Via TV, Shelfside Spurs. Today, I'm just putting on all 3 channels to test the algorithm, how it works, right? And I'll come out with the report later. Let's see how that goes, right? Spurs is Spurs, right? We never expected a point, but to tell the truth, Are we really celebrating a draw? Come on, you Spurs, celebrating a draw.